My name is Chaz. I'm a graffiti artist since '69. I live in Los Angeles, and this is my work. I started to start my graffiti art, probably happened way before I actually started painting. As a young man, I was in Pasadena Art Museum, and I used to take ceramics classes, and I met Marcel Duchamp. And then I saw the first Andy Warhol show here in Los Angeles. When I saw urinals and soup cans as art, as the leading art forms of that time, I told myself, if that could be art, then graffiti could be art. It took quite a few years later on when I was working in advertising. And I started reading billboards. There was headline, body copy, and logo. I saw the similarities in Cholo roll calls. There's a headline, what is the gang? The roll call is the gangsters. Everybody's name is the group. And then also who wrote it, because one person writes for the whole gang. That's the logo at the very bottom. Very similar. Cholo graffiti gang work is the same as outdoor advertising. It dictates who you are and where you come from and what you want. Graffiti is a language, and language defines culture. And I want to find my Americanism. My Chicanoism was it being my Americanism. And I found that graffiti spoke to me. If I could analyze, deconstruct graffiti, then I could use it as my voice, is to have something to say. Let me tell you about materials. As a young man, I used to see graffiti in the street sewer line tunnels. I used to crawl up there as a little kid, and we used to find graffiti. They used to use Zippo lighters or candles and make smoke graffiti. And then the graffiti from the 1940s here in Los Angeles, they used to use tar. If you have binoculars, you still can find it underneath the bridges that are about 5 or 6 stories high. So tar and smoke was used as first graffiti. So when I started it, it was very cutting edge to use a stencil and a spray can, at that time. I combined it with my love for Asian art at that time when I was in art school. So I took the spirit of Asian calligraphy, of hand styles and all that, and I took the strength of Cholo and combined those two. When I first did graffiti, it was about fun. It was about trying to find my identity, my Chicanoism, and it worked very, very well. But it was very personal. And the people that had the hardest to appreciate it and understand it were the Chicanos. They didn't like it because it didn't deal with Chicano issues. They said, you're anti-Chicano. I go, why? He said, because Chicanoism deals with family, religion, immigration, farm workers' issues, all those kind of, and my work would undermine that. I did find people who embraced me were the hot rodders up in Hollywood. Big Daddy Roth, Robert Williams. I am standing on their shoulders. First did my tag. I wanted a symbol that represented me. And I combined it with the Day of the Dead skull with the Pimp Daddy hat. That was really important then of the civil rights movement of Shaft and Superfly. And then also is the hippie generation of the portrait of the zigzag man of the three-quarter view with his fingers crossed. I did it in my neighborhood, Avenue 43, Highland Park. And it happened to be the home for the Avenues gang. Within 15, 20 years, they appropriated it and I started seeing them tattooed on it. I was more than pleased. They added not only meaning, but a value, and people were going to die for it. That image belongs to them. I have put that image away. I will never commercialize it or use it ever again because it belongs to the Avenues. And I'm very proud of that. Now that I'm in museums and collections all over the world, it's great. There's a new audience. So I've expanded the definition of who I am, but I'm still the same person. What it means to me to be in this show is, okay, maybe it's reaching a milestone in my career. My heroes, I'm really proud to be alongside them. That's what's important to me about this show. Where it's going to be going, I don't have a clue, but I think it's going to be really positive. But I know that I'm still going to be doing my work. The real value of art is zero. Art isn't worth anything. The real value is when somebody believes in it.